The book of Ruth, chapter 3, verse 1. Ruth 3 and 1. Ruth, the third chapter and the first verse. The threshing floor. Then Naomi, Ruth's mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, maybe I should find a husband and a good home for you. That would be good for you. Boaz is your close relative. You work with his women servants. Tonight he'll be working at the threshing floor. Go wash yourself and get dressed. Put on a nice dress and go down to the threshing floor. But don't let Boaz see you until he has finished eating his dinner. After he eats, he will lie down to rest. Watch him so that you will know where he lies down. Go there and lift the cover off of his feet." Jesus, help us, Lord. Then lie down there with Boaz. I see now. He will tell you what you should do about marriage. And Ruth answered, "I will do what you say." I bet you will. So Ruth went down to the threshing floor and did everything that her mother-in-law told her to do. After eating and drinking, Boaz was very satisfied. He went to lie down near the pile of grain. Then Ruth went to him very quietly and lifted the cover from his feet and lay down by his feet. About midnight, Boaz rolled over in his sleep and woke up. He was very surprised. There was a woman lying at his feet. Boaz said, "Who are you?" She said, "I'm Ruth, your servant girl. Spread your cover over me. You're my protector." Then Boaz said, "May the Lord bless you, young woman. You've been very kind to me. Your kindness to me is greater than the kindness you showed to Naomi in the beginning. You could have looked for a young man to marry, rich or poor, but you did not. Now, young woman, don't be afraid. I will do what you ask." All the people started to say, "Dirty old man." "All the people in our town know that you're a very good woman. And it is true that I'm a close relative. But there's a man who's closer relative to you than I am. Stay here tonight. In the morning, we will see if he will help you. If he decides to help you, that's fine. If he refuses to help, I promise, as surely as the Lord lives, I'll marry you and buy back Elimelech's land for you. So lie here until morning." So Ruth lay near Boaz's feet until morning. She got up while it was still dark, before it was light enough for people to recognize each other. Now, if you were doing right, why would you need to hide? And why? I see. Boaz said to her, "We will keep it a secret that you came here to me last night." I bet you did. Then he said, "Bring me your coat. Now hold it open." So Ruth held her coat open, and Boaz measured out a bushel of barley as a gift to Naomi, her mother-in-law. Boaz then wrapped it in Ruth's coat and put it on her back. Then he went to the city. Ruth went to the home of her mother-in-law, Naomi. Naomi went to the door and asked, "Who's there?" You know who's there. Why are you going to ask that? Ruth went in telling Naomi everything that Boaz did for her. She said, "Boaz gave me this barley as a gift for you. He said that I must not go home without bringing a gift for you." Naomi said, "Daughter, be patient until we hear what happens. Boaz will not rest until he's finished doing what he should do. We'll know what will happen before the day is ended." Ruth chapter 4, Boaz and Naomi's close relative. Boaz went to the place where the people gathered near the city gates. He sat there until the close relative he had told Ruth about passed by. Boaz called him, "Come and sit here, friend." Boaz also gathered 10 of the elders of the city. He told them, "Sit here." So they sat down. Then Boaz spoke to Naomi's close relative. He said, "Naomi came back from the hill country of Moab. She wants to sell the land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. I decided to tell you about this up front of the people living here and in front of the elders of our people. If you want to pay the widow for the land and keep it in the family, then pay for it. If you don't want to buy the land, tell me, because I'm the next one in the family who has the right to buy it. If you don't buy the land from her, I will." Naomi's closest relative said, "I'll buy the land from her." Then Boaz said, "If you buy the land from her, you must also marry the dead man's wife, Ruth, the Moabite woman. Then the first child will get the land and it will stay in the dead man's family." The close relative answered, "Then I cannot buy the land. If I do, I might lose my own land. So I cannot do it. You buy the land." Then he gave Boaz something to show that he was serious. During that time in Israel, when people bought property, one person took off a sandal, gave it to the other person. This was like signing an agreement. So when the close relative said to Boaz, "You buy the land," he took off his sandal and gave it to Boaz. Then Boaz said to the elders and all the people, "You're witnesses today that I'm buying from Naomi everything that belonged to Elimelech, Kilian, and Mahlon. I also took Ruth to be my wife. And the dead man's property will continue to belong to his family, and he'll always be remembered by his family and the people in his hometown. You're all witnesses of what I'm doing today." So all the elders of the people who were near the city gate said, "We're witnesses to all of this, and may the Lord bless this woman who's coming into your home to be like Rachel and Leah. They are the ones who had many children to make the people of Israel strong. And may you become powerful in the tribe of Ephrathah and famous in Bethlehem." May the Lord bless you with many children through Ruth. May your family become great like the family of Perez, the son of Tamar, bore of Judah. So Boaz married Ruth. The Lord allowed Ruth to become pregnant. She had a son. The women there said to Naomi, praise the Lord who gave you this child. May he become famous in Israel. He'll make you alive again and care for you in your old age. Your daughter-in-law made it happen because she bore this child for you. She loves you and she's better for you than 7 sons. Naomi took the boy, held him in her arms, and cared for him. The neighbors gave the boy his name. The women said, Naomi has a son now. They named him Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse. Jesse was the father of David. The family of Ruth and Boaz. This is family history of Perez. Perez was the father of Hezron. Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Amminadab. Amminadab was the father of Nahshon. Nahshon was the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Boaz. Boaz was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse. And Jesse was the father of David. This is the word of the Lord. Place those words in the comment section. Follow, like, share, and subscribe, and encourage others